Hello, everyone, and welcome to our webinar. Hope you are all doing well. It's an absolute pleasure to be live with Yoni here today. Welcome to eToro Unlock Trade Without Boundaries. I'm Sam North, the market analyst at eToro, joined by our co-founder and CEO Yoni Assia. Today, we'll share some major updates on how eToro is reshaping investing. Yoni, it's great to have you here.
Thank you very much, Sam. Very excited to have our first product webinar as a public company after making a lot of them in recent years. And today we'll cover what we've recently built, what we're launching today, and where we're headed next. And I'm very excited about the future of investing, unfolding, and becoming more global around the clock.
Thank you very much. Exciting times. Just a quick one for our disclaimer. The communication is for information and educational purposes only and should not be taken and considered as investment advice, personal recommendation, or an offer of or solicitation to buy or sell any financial instruments. Right, let's get into it. We have a lovely video prepared, so let's just get this going for all of you in a couple of seconds. Going live. Yoni, after that amazing sneak peek, let's set the stage for everyone. What is eToro's vision and how does it guide everything that we're building?
Well, we started eToro in 2007 with a vision of opening the global markets for everyone to trade and invest in a simple and transparent way. It's been an amazing past 18 years building eToro, providing technology tools, always the up-to-date tools for our customers to be able to trade stocks from all around the world and entering into crypto very early, and very excited about what's next.
And Yoni, what a photo that is on the side. It's been a phenomenal year for eToro, but where do we stand today and how has it been being a CEO of a public company?
So it's truly been an amazing process to get eToro public, and it's amazing to see today eToro users that are trading eToro on the eToro platform. It's been an amazing milestone for the company and a personal achievement. We've ended last year with amazing financial performance with almost $800 million top line and more than $300 million of EBITDA profit. At May, we had 3.6 million funded accounts with $16.9 billion. And truly, I believe becoming public for us is the next step of growth, enabling us to scale even further and develop more technologies. And throughout this process, it was amazing for me to meet the largest investors in the world, from BlackRock as our anchor investor in the IPO, who managed more than $10 trillion and are now also famous for their Bitcoin ETF, to meeting really a diverse group of investors managing more than $30 trillion in the largest capital markets in the world, US. So an amazing process being a part now of capital markets.
Yoni, we were talking just before about how this is the first time I've interviewed you as a CEO of a public company. So it's a pleasure to have you on here today. Before we dive deeper into some market gaps and opportunities, let's just talk about where we stand today. What does eToro currently offer to its global community of investors?
Sure. So first of all, I see a lot of our customers, of course, are in this webinar. So they're very familiar with their existing products, but always excited to continue to expand the universe of assets on the eToro platform. We today enable our customers to trade stocks from more than 22 different stock exchanges, more than 130 crypto assets, and continuing to scale that up. We have an amazing set of talent with our 3,500 popper investors. Those are the top retail investors who are on a path of becoming professional investors where our customers can automatically copy them. Our amazing team that are building 120 smart portfolios from thematics to now also long, short AI-based strategies on our platforms, and great partnerships with BlackRock, with Franklin Templeton, and other large asset managers, which also provide more, I'd say, traditional asset management on the eToro platform. And also very excited to continue and expanding our path into neo-banking with the eToro Money local currency account and connected Visa debit card.
Despite all of that access we've just talked about there's still millions that are sort of sitting on the sidelines. Let's talk about that equity gap that we're trying to tackle here. You know, in most parts of the world, especially in Europe and beyond, people are still sitting on the sidelines when it comes to the markets. They're holding cash, they're underexposed to equities, and they're missing out on the long-term growth that the stock market, obviously historically anyway, has delivered. From your perspective, Yoni, why do you reckon this gap is so wide?
So there's two parts of it, but first of all, we need to remember we're a part of the largest transformation of wealth in human history, from older generations to younger generations, with the rise of retail investors, and specifically Gen Y retail investors. They're finding out about the markets. And if you look at capital markets or the total markets in the US, we're talking about an $80 trillion of assets that are going to move from older generations to younger generations. From my father's generation, when you ask him what's a financial product, he's going to tell you an ETF or a hedge fund, basically a line in an Excel. And when you ask Gen Yers about financial products, they're going to talk about their apps, whether it's the eToro app as an example. And in Europe, the ecosystem is even more behind. Traditionally, people have been less of believers in capital markets. Of course, the US is the largest capital market in the world, and only in, I'd say, the recent 5 to 10 years have younger generations of Europeans flocked into capital markets. And that transformation of wealth in Europe is going to be another $60 trillion of assets moving from older generations to younger generations, and probably into the capital markets and crypto markets, which is exactly what we're seeing in the markets today.
And Yoni, then that kind of brings us to tokenization.
So a big part of that transfer of wealth from older generations to younger generations is in both parts. One is the front end. So our customers expect the best possible technology, access to new technologies as they come along, but it's also a transformation of wealth or a paradigm shift in financial services and financial services technology. From archaic systems, in some cases, banks, software that have been written in COBOL in the 80s and the 90s, we're seeing a shift from a T+2 world, where still the same world my grandfather built a bank back into the 60s, into a new world of tokenized assets, of digital assets that can be transferable across the globe 24/7. And people expect now about $10 trillion of assets to be tokenized by 2030, $100 trillion by 2050 across multiple asset classes. Of course, everybody's talking about the, I think now, $250 billion market of stablecoin, which is mostly just tokenizing the dollar. And now we're looking at the opportunities of tokenizing many more assets and eventually bringing them to our customers at eToro.
Yoni, you've been building towards this future for years. I think that's fair to say, long before tokenization became a buzzword. When did you first see this shift coming?
So from the first moment I saw Bitcoin, I remember when my co-founder and older brother Ronen sent me an email saying, hey, this actually sounds like something you wrote about in 2008 after the financial crisis, which was my Good Dollar article. We've been excited about this technology. I've always said it's one of the aha moments I've had, whether the first one was connecting first to the internet, the second one, trading capital markets. Definitely doing my first transactions in Bitcoin was an aha moment, saying this is how financial assets should work. 24/7 uninterrupted global access, and anybody can send and receive those assets. We were very lucky and smart to start buying Bitcoin back when it was $5 and $10 and $15, probably one of the first companies in the world to have a Bitcoin treasury. Unfortunately, we didn't keep all the Bitcoins for eToro back then, but I've seen an amazing ride across basically the entire crypto assets, now moving into a huge industry. We started writing about colored coins, which was one of the first protocols of tokenizing assets back in 2012 and 13. We were very lucky to have Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, actually join us writing both the white paper and some of the code there, leading him eventually to build Ethereum, where we launched ETH, I think, when it was about $4 on the eToro platform. So excited to see it now at almost $4,000. We've entered early on into tokenization, tokenizing currencies and gold and silver back in 2019, but have seen a lot of regulatory challenges back then and very excited now with MiCA in Europe and more countries adopting crypto regulation, bringing the ability to tokenize more assets and real-world assets on chain. And we've actually taken the paper of 2008 that I wrote about the good dollar, or the visible hand, which led my brother to send me the Bitcoin protocol, and transformed it into our non-custodial wallet and into our non-profit good dollar, which is universal basic income on the blockchain. So very excited to see finally the convergence of traditional markets and crypto markets coming into fruition.
Amazing. Thank you for all of that. And then buying Bitcoin at $5. I'm not jealous at all. We've talked about the vision and journey so far. Let's bring it to today. What's the latest milestone investors should know about?
So we're expanding today, actually, more of the 24/5 tradable universe in eToro, with the top 100 most popular stocks of the S&P 500 trading now 24/7, actually open today in the markets. Or our customers from Europe and Asia can now trade those stocks 24/7. And that's not all. We're also launching a new type of assets, which is spot quoted futures, which trade also near 24/5. This is a new CME on exchange traded product, which actually continues to trade spot, somewhat very similar to perpetual futures in the crypto markets, just on traditional markets with the CME. So we're very excited about partnering with them and launching spot quoted futures, which are also more accessible as they have lower margins, and we'll start to gradually rolling out that across the globe.
I mean, that's a huge shift. Investors on eToro now have the opportunity to trade or invest exactly how they want, when they want, completely on their terms with their edge. And when you connect all of this 24/5 futures trading, you start to see the bigger picture sort of taking shape here, a whole new kind of financial platform.
So this is definitely a moment we're excited about. We've issued 100 of those 24/5 trading stocks on eToro, currently on ERC20 tokens, and we are planning to open that app in the wallet, as we'll see in the demo soon, to enable our customers to be able to send and receive tokenized stocks from one another. I do believe this is really the beginning of digital assets and of tokenized real-world assets, and we're excited to see that convergence again between the crypto wallet of eToro and our customers who are sending and receiving crypto assets to the world of stock trading in eToro, which is the core and heart of what we believe people can invest in.
Amazing. And let's have a quick look just now at a demo of the home tab of the eToro platform, how it will look. And if you tap on the wallet, for example, which is the right-hand corner, it will give you in just a second a snapshot of what crypto and tokenized assets that you would hold in theory. And then when you head to the wallet tab, you can see the three options there: send, transfer, and receive. This is what transfer would look like. And obviously you can transfer that way. You've also got receive here, which brings up your QR code where you can receive crypto and assets right into your money wallet, and also send as well. You click on send. Here's how you can send a token to another wallet as well, including other eToro users. For this example, I'm just going to select you there, Yoni, for you to receive it. And then obviously you can type in the amount and the asset and move to the next screen where you have the summary and so on. So all exciting times. I'm sure this is something people are going to be looking forward to. And it's great news for the crypto wallet, Yoni.
Yes, and with now MiCA, the new regulations in Europe, we've expanded the capabilities of the crypto wallet in eToro. Our customers can now actually deposit crypto assets directly into their wallet, convert them into fiat, and buy stocks with those assets. So again, excited about the fact that more regulatory clarity enables us as a regulated financial institutions to introduce more and more features to our customers across both crypto and generally our eToro Money products.
Can we also just take a moment then to talk about the eToro Money card for those that don't know about it? Because this all ties directly into how eToro is connecting every part of that financial experience.
So as we have more customers who hold more money in eToro, we want to make sure they feel comfortable having their money stay on eToro, which is why we introduced the eToro debit card with a partnership with Visa, which enables our customers to spend directly from their investment account and their virtual bank account on eToro. And we've just recently launched an amazing program, a 4% stock back. So you can bring your crypto into eToro, connect actually your debit card, and every time you purchase something, you'll get 4% stock back of your favorite stocks directly into your investment account. And that includes a lot of premium travel perks, 0% FX fees. So again, bringing the best possible offering of a great card, the great 4% stock back directly into our users in Europe and the UK right now.
Amazing. So whether it's crypto or car payments, we're kind of turning everyday actions into investing opportunities. Let's talk though now about how this innovation is scaling into the US market.
So we started in the US relatively recently. We paused a bit as we've seen significant regulatory uncertainty in the US. Very excited to see the current administration, both from a political and a regulatory point of view, talking a lot about crypto. Crypto is in the news. The US positioned to be the crypto capital of the world. And with that, we are getting to see more clarity also on regulations. So we've been able to expand from just 3 crypto assets to almost 100 crypto assets. We are planning to launch very shortly, or relaunch actually, staking in the US, which now has better regulatory clarity. And we're very excited about our path of scaling and accelerating our progress in the US.
Yeah, exciting times. Yoni, can you just sum it up for us then? Why do you think tokenization matters, and what are we really tackling with all these innovations?
Well, I think, I've been invited probably in the past 10 years to more than 24 digital asset panels. And I think the biggest question is, are assets going digital? And there's no other way. It's inevitable because they're definitely not going analog. So I think we're looking at a world where eventually all assets from private markets to real estate to, of course, the stock markets, treasury markets, where we see already companies like Goldman and Fidelity going into treasuries and money market funds. I think we're looking at a world where we're going to see more than $100 trillion of assets become tokenized, which means more transparency into the markets, into what's happening in the markets, borderless trading, which means customers eventually, and we have customers from 75 different countries, will be able to interact with one another, and the path towards not only 24/5 but 24/7 trading, and of course a fractional ownership and the access to a lot of the new technologies that we've seen in the crypto world, in decentralized finance, in DeFi, coming basically into the world of traditional finance, whether it's things like lending, like leverage on chain, and many other opportunities once real world assets become tokenized.
Nice one. And just before we do our final summary before the Q&A, that's a shout out to everyone watching this live. Get your questions in there and we'll pick a few to go through. But just as a quick final summary, Yoni, pretty proud milestone looking at all of this.
So super excited about these launches and the upcoming launches as well, moving and shifting equities to 24/5, launching futures that are near 24/5 as well, bringing crypto in, enabling our customers to bring in their crypto and trade stocks from their crypto, as well as get a 4% stock back when they spend with the eToro Visa debit card. Excited about our continued growth in the US and scaling our offering in the US to almost now 100 crypto assets and issuing more now tokenized assets from eToro, tokenized stocks, the first 100 of probably many, many more assets.
Amazing. Well, as I said, everyone listening, we do have a Q&A for you. So Yoni, I'm just going to go through a couple of these questions. Let's go for 3 or 4 of those. Give me 1 second just to bring a few of these up. Okay, here's one. Yoni, how did you choose the 100 assets? Is the plan to do more down the line?
Well, we just chose the most popular stocks from the S&P 500 that are trading on eToro, and the ones that we've opened 24/5 trading on. We definitely are expecting to significantly scale both 24/5 across both US assets and global assets, as well as tokenized stocks across the globe over time.
Nice one. Okay, this question here, I like this one. There's still a little bit of skepticism around the concept of tokenization, and I put myself in that bracket. This person is saying, what sort of use cases in the real world are you seeing at the moment?
Well, I think the first use case we're looking at is actually transfer of tokenized stocks from one person to another. I always tell that my story of how I started trading was my father gave me some shares to my bar mitzvah. So hopefully when we have tokenized stocks and the ability to send them on chain, we'll have many fathers gifting their children stocks and many other use cases around the transfer of shares. But of course, that's going to be just the beginning. And the really interesting parts is when we can look at a lot of DeFi technologies embedded into real world assets.
Thank you. We'll do one more here. Yoni, do you think the large institutions have to get on board with tokenization?
Well, I think that they already are, from Goldman Sachs to Fidelity to BlackRock to Franklin Templeton to the companies, the largest companies in private markets or private equity like Apollo and Blackstone. I think all of them are looking at tokenization. I think the biggest hurdle of tokenization and that convergence of digital assets in traditional markets has always been regulatory clarity. And as we now see a path towards that, we're seeing all of the large financial institutions looking to explore how can they issue assets, how can they connect potentially their customers into trading, whether it's crypto assets or other digital assets. So I have no doubt that financial institutions have to basically get on board or they'll stay left behind, which is also okay for eToro.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you everyone for sending those questions in. We'll also review all of those in there. Yoni, if I can be cheeky, I'm going to ask you a question myself. And don't worry, it's not going to be about Arsenal's transfer window plans. But I want to ask or say, can you give us a little bit of a hint about this slide here?
Sure. So we had too many product updates for one webinar. So we said we'll do the rest next week on the 7th of August. We're very excited about upcoming launches across AI into the platform in a new era of investing intelligence. I have no doubt that with the power of AI, our retail investors can become much smarter and better investors. But our customers, you'll have to come in and see another webinar with me and Sam next week for that.
Absolutely. It sounds like a date for our calendars. Yoni, as always, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.